this is another company that should be paying attention, everyone. Start paying attention to the woke insanity. It's like they just missed everything that happened between Bud Light and Target. It's like they had their head under a rock or something. And that would be one Cracker Barrel. They're now out with an apology saying, oh gosh, we wished it could have been better. But this was their old logo, and they got rid of the guy, I guess, because he's the cracker, right? So now they're Cracker Barrel, and they've got this modern logo, and they're redoing all the stores, and people are upset. They're like, why are you doing this? So they said, okay, well, we're kind of sorry, but people are still kind of more than upset. And a lot of people are boycotting Cracker Barrel right now. I want to go to my friend Ashley, who's outside of Cracker Barrel for Fox Business, my former employer. He's a great guy, and he's reporting on the story. Let's listen in.
Even the apology is getting backlash. Cracker Barrel spending $700 million on a rebranding plan that they say will turn the product from old rustic to perhaps more modern streamlined. Customers say that's just a giant helping of biscuits and bologna. They don't like it. So after a week's worth of backlash, the Tennessee-based company did put out an apology statement of sorts, which said, in part, quote, "We know we won't always get everything right the first time, but we'll keep testing, learning, and listening to our guests and employees." But the mea culpa, well, it didn't go down that well. Critics called it lame, and social media lit up with comments like these, quote, "You kicked Uncle Herschel to the curb. Now you are paying the price. Own it and stop making excuses." Another wrote, "Eating Sunday supper in a place that looks like a car dealership does not say vintage Americana." But the company's new logo, let's begin there. A simple gold shield with the restaurant's name. But gone is the image of a man affectionately called Uncle Herschel, dressed in overalls, sitting by a barrel. The company also says stores will be decluttered with fewer knickknacks on the wall, with brighter paint and booths. Critics call that soulless, sterile, and woke. Erasing heritage, they say. Another part of the apology statement, though, went on to say, look, the things people love most about our stores aren't going anywhere. Rocking chairs on the porch, a warm fire in the hearth, peg games on the table, unique treasures in our gift shop, and vintage Americana. But you know what, guys? It's not just the criticism that won't go away. The stock price for Cracker Barrel has dropped 10% since this controversy began. That translates to about $143 million in value being wiped off the books. So, yes, Cracker Barrel wants to move ahead and wants this controversy to go away, but it's not happening anytime soon. Back to you.
Yeah, it's true. I'm actually looking at the stock today, and it's recovering a little bit. But part of the reason it's recovering, believe it or not, is actually because the President Trump, came out and said, you know what, let's give him a chance. And it's kind of magnanimous of him. He's like, look, they're trying. And he kind of gave him this second life. Let me see if I can read to you what he said here, because this was very interesting. He weighed in on the situation in a different way than Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom was like, oh, you went woke, you did this, you did that. But Trump, on the other hand, actually said something relatively nice. And he said, look, let's give them a chance. I mean, they're trying to move things around. And I think that support that they got, it's amazing, right? From the president of the United States, that little bit of support, that went a long way. And because of that, now, let me read to you what he said. Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo, admit a mistake based on customer response, the ultimate poll, and manage the company better than ever before. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do so, but a great opportunity. Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States of America the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, it was dead, and good luck. Okay, so business advice from the president for Cracker Barrel. The question is, will they take it? I'll tell you, the Cracker Barrel logo would appreciate it.
And y'all know I sat on that damn logo for 48 damn years. Longer than a snake deep throat in a giraffe neck. Then overnight, you got this DEI group of people taking over our marketing, talking about we need a rebrand. Then poof, how you gonna rebrand without debrand?
Cracker Barrel, you might be going the way of Bud Light. They might. Oh boy, you know what? We might actually have to call it a day here. Oh no, we're good. We're good. That was very strange. That was actually not a camera thing. That was like a Trish thing. The other, you know, the CEO was actually on ABC News, and she was trying to spin this all as a great thing, and it just wasn't flying. So I think that, you know, the company should probably take the president's advice at this point. He wants them to succeed. A lot of people want them to succeed. But, you know, trying to go woke, trying to redo their little game, for example. Do you know the game? Have you guys been to a Cracker Barrel? They have this little game on the table, and they tried to make it easier for people because, like, if you couldn't get anything right, they would call you an ignoramus. So it was kind of funny. But you're not even allowed to do that anymore, you know, in the woke world, which the Democrats need to get away from. Here we go.
You're a genius. If you leave 2, you're pretty smart. If you leave 3, you're just plain dumb. And if you leave 4, you're more than just a plain ignoramus.
Now that was the original.
That's the offensive version.
Now what's
so
now they changed it.
Cleaned it up. Yeah, so you won't be as offended.
The new one says if you leave only 1, you're a genius. If you leave 2 and the rocking chair, but not the game. Wait, if leave 2 and rocking the chair, but not the game. Okay, you're rocking the chair, but you're not rocking the game. Leave 3 or more, no reason to be embarrassed. Try again.
They misspelled embarrassed.
Which is embarrassing. Okay, so the original, the reason they're doing this is it's woke. They don't like the first word and what it means.
The first word?
The first word in their name, Cracker Barrel.
What does that mean?
Because there's a man, and they're saying that could represent the man, and then he's leaning on the barrel. But this is what...
So now they decide. What great timing, right? Again, it's like they just didn't notice anything that's been going on for the last couple of years. For goodness sakes, I mean, I don't get people. I really don't get how tone deaf they really are.